When Triple H took over WWE Creative in 2022, he had a mission to bring back certain talents. This was a welcome move as a number of talents had been unfairly released over the prior 3 years, and this was going to give them a second chance as well as enhance the roster. While some returns have been executed extremely well, with names such as Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed and Chelsea Green all adding something new to the roster, there are unfortunately several names that have completely flopped since their return. All the names on this list have talent, but the booking simply isn't there that would allow them to shine on Raw or SmackDown. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 10 of the worst rehires Triple H brought back. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Number 10. Tegan Knox. It was made clear during the behind-the-scenes footage of the Mae Young Classic that Triple H and Tegan Knox had a special connection. Therefore, when Triple H decided to re-sign Knox in late 2022, fans had high hopes for the Welsh-born star. Sadly, Knox's second run in WWE has been a colossal failure, as it's evident that WWE Creative have zero idea what to do with her. Knox is barely on television and she's often found on Main Event where she can't seem to decide if she's a heel or a babyface. She has so much potential, but WWE just don't know how to book her in an effective manner. Unfortunately, Knox, like several other names on this list, were brought back into the company without concrete creative plans in place, and this has ultimately meant that Knox has been completely lost in the shuffle. Number 9. Sarah Logan. Fans were surprised when it was reported that Sarah Logan had re-signed with WWE. Whilst Logan was talented, fans weren't exactly crying out to see her make a return, and this seemed like another instance of Triple H trying to stack the women's division as much as humanly possible. Since returning in late 2022, Logan has been renamed as Valhalla, as she joins the Viking Raiders at ringside for all their matches. The return of Logan as Valhalla has done very little to impact the Viking Raiders' standing in WWE, as they continue to get little to no reaction on the main roster. Number 8. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Anderson and Gallows making a WWE return was inevitable, as a talented duo always seem to go where there's money to be made. The duo returned to WWE to assist AJ Styles in his feud with the Judgment Day, and other than the initial return ovation from the crowd, the duo have done very little. The two are often found in dark matches, and the two struggle to receive a reaction from the live audience. WWE needs credible tag teams for the tag division, and Anderson and Gallows are just that, but WWE have been reserved in pushing them up the card. Nevertheless, judging by the duo's social media antics, the two are perfectly happy to take a substantial paycheck for doing the bare minimum. Number 7. Candace LaRue. When it was reported that Candace LaRue had re-signed with WWE, fans were excited. LaRue had a tremendous run in NXT, and it could be argued that she should have received a reign as NXT Women's Champion. Fans on social media began to fantasy book feuds on the main roster for LaRue, with matches such as LaRue vs Becky Lynch and LaRue vs Charlotte Flair all being suggested. Unfortunately, LaRue's return has been a total mess, as she's been brought back with zero creative direction, and has just been lingering backstage with nothing to do. She has a ton of potential in WWE, and if WWE put an ounce of effort in telling a compelling story with her, then maybe she'd be able to build up a genuine connection with the main roster audience. Number 6. Dexter Loomis. Dexter Loomis' WWE return got off to an exciting start, as he returned in the crowd and it looked like WWE were going to deliver an invasion-style storyline. Loomis would be booked in a feud with The Miz, and whilst the feud started off well, Loomis quickly fell into the background. It's been made clear that WWE are unsure where exactly to place him on the show, as since his return, he's popped up in NXT and now often found on Main Event. There were rumors that WWE were going to reform the popular stable known as The Way, but it looks like that's not even happening. The Way reforming would have been an exciting opportunity to explore the more comedic and entertaining side of Loomis' character, yet for whatever reason, they're more than happy to see him in the lower mid-card role. Number 5. Emma. Whilst Emma never achieved major success in her first WWE run, she was well liked by the fanbase and had a reputation for being one of the most underrated women's wrestlers in the locker room. Therefore, Triple H bringing Emma back in 2022 was a smart move, as she had serious potential to elevate the women's division. She would return in a losing effort to Ronda Rousey, and although she lost, this highlighted that WWE had a ton of faith in her abilities. Sadly, this was the only highlight of Emma's return so far, and she's done absolutely nothing ever since. In 2023 so far, she's only won one match, and that was on Main Event. This is a massive shame, as Emma does have the ability to be a major factor in the division, yet WWE have seemingly relegated her to jobber status. Number 4. Hit Row. On the surface, Hit Row's WWE return was exciting, yet when it dawned on the WWE fanbase that Swerve Strickland was now in AEW, fans were confused as to why Hit Row were even returning. The 3 members of the faction are far too green for the main roster, and this is shown in their matches, as there's been some rather dangerous botches, and Top Dollar has even been given the nickname Flop Dollar. WWE made the decision to turn the trio heel, which was a welcome move, but the smartest move possible would have been to send all 3 members back to NXT for further development. The gimmick and presentation of the group has potential, but this is 2023, where in-ring quality is imperative. Number 3. Karrion Kross. It's well documented just how much of a failure Karrion Kross's first run on the main roster was. Vince McMahon took everything that made Kross stand out in NXT and annihilated it. Kross was eventually released, which was completely unfair, as Kross really wasn't given a fair chance to get over, and to release a former NXT champion for virtually no reason was a bizarre decision. Nevertheless, Triple H brought Kross back, and it looked like he was set to feud with Roman Reigns. This was going to be the feud that would take Kross to the next level, yet for whatever reason, this feud never materialized. Kross has had notable feuds with the likes of Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles, but for some reason the feuds have flopped in a major way. It's as if the fans just can't connect to Kross's persona, and whilst WWE are persisting with Kross being a regular feature on SmackDown, the casual audience just isn't invested in what WWE are giving them. Number 2. Johnny Gargano. We all know how special Johnny Gargano's NXT run was. He was having classic matches on a monthly basis, and Gargano had built up a genuine connection with the audience. When he rejoined WWE in the summer 2022, fans expected greatness out of Gargano. After all, Triple H was now booking Raw and SmackDown, and he was the one who presented him so well in NXT. Sadly, his run has been lackluster and lifeless. He's barely done anything since returning, and WWE refused to give him a meaningful program that would allow him to shine. It's unclear what's going on with Gargano in WWE, but this lazy presentation needs to change, or else the fans will completely disconnect with his entire character. And number 1. Bray Wyatt. One of the most shocking releases in WWE history came in 2021. They would release former WWE Champion Bray Wyatt from his contract, and fans were legitimately stunned. There were several reasons as to why Vince McMahon made the call to release Wyatt, but in October of 2022, Triple H made the celebrated decision to bring Wyatt back into the WWE family. His return at Extreme Rules received a thunderous ovation, and they had to capitalize on this immense popularity. His first feud was with LA Knight, and the feud was somewhat entertaining. However, Wyatt's character arc involving Uncle Howdy was confusing and frustrating, and it made little sense. Wyatt was then set to feud with Bobby Lashley heading into WrestleMania 39, but due to an undisclosed illness, Wyatt had been away from TV for a considerable amount of time. Wyatt is at a point in his WWE career where fans are excited to see him back, yet there is discourse about what character he's going to bring with him. Some fans are pushing to see Wyatt revert back to basics with the cult version of himself, which could be a smart move, as it would basically be a soft reset of Wyatt's character arc. But there you have it, folks. 10 of the worst WWE rehires from Triple H. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.